Okay, welcome to our big team training call. My name is Elaine Mason, and I am excited about what we are going to share with you guys this evening. Those of you who went to our Juice Plus Live conference in Austin, I know you came back pumped and excited like I did. I'm telling you what, there was so much energy in the air at conference that I mean you could just feel it the minute you stepped into that huge conference room. I think I heard there's like 8,000 people there. And here's what I'm about to say. Do not miss the conference in the spring. It's going to be in Phoenix, and it's March 26th through the 28th. So take a minute right now, and I want you guys to, if you are not muted, then please mute yourself. I can hear some people moving around. That'd be awesome. Thank you. If you, right now, I want you to take a few minutes. I want you to go to your calendar and mark off March 26th through the 28th. Start setting some money aside every month when you get your Juice Plus check. We want everybody with us in Phoenix. So start planning now. We had 8 of our, I believe we had 17 new sales coordinators, and 8 of them walked the stage, and we got to celebrate them. As you know, as a team, we took a riverboat cruise and got to acknowledge those new sales coordinators who were there. And we're planning some exciting things come spring conference, and then also the conference after that, which is going to be in Indy. So all I'm here to say is you do not want to miss conference, because we want to again congratulate our new sales coordinators, and I would love to see that number triple come next year. So let's start now. We were talking on a call today, and we said, you know what we want to say is no one left behind. With what we're about to share with you, everybody can move to the next position in our company. And why not? Because the money that will take place as you move up the compensation plan is huge, and I can't wait for you to hear all about it. One of the things at conference they talked about is we have a new tower garden. It's called Tower Garden Home. It's an indoor tower garden. It's going to be available to purchase and to sell on November 1st. And one of the cool things, and I won't spend a lot of time going into it, but I love this new home version. You can break it down so it's a demo size, a home size, and then we have our traditional tower garden. And so I'm here to say that is going to be a really big seller and exciting. Just if you were there and saw how beautiful they are and how wonderful it'll be to have those to cart around whenever you're doing events. Exciting news, we're expanding to Mexico and even into more countries, but they did announce Mexico. I want to give you guys a heads up. Be sure and look at your Juice Plus insights that come in your email on Wednesdays. It'll give events, updates, and we'll go into more detail about all these changes that were announced at conference. So if you're not getting the Juice Plus insights, please by all means call the company and make sure. There must be something wrong with a difference in an email address or something, because you want to be in the know on the insights. They announced the cities where the summits will be this next year: DC, Kansas City, Dallas, Nashville, and all I heard was Colorado. So I'm not sure what city in Colorado, but make plans to, if you're close to one of those cities, go to it. If you're not, think about, who do I know in these cities that I can go and begin building team in that city? They talked about the new Omega research. I love this because it's supposed to come out in June of next year, but they kind of gave us the highlights from it. And the thing I loved about it, it just went right back to our whole food nutrition, in that a little bit of all of everything is better than mega dosing isolated nutrients. And so they talked about the omega research. It was a lower dose because it was whole food, and it was half the time that it took normally for a mega dose of isolated omega-3 to have the increases that they are seeing, which is pretty amazing. And it just goes right back to what we know to be true. Whole food nutrition is a way better route to go than isolated synthetic mega dosed vitamins, minerals, or nutrients. So that was just, again, another reassurance that what we are doing, we are on the right track. You're going to continue to see more changes in the virtual office. I'm sure most of you've seen some of the changes already. One of the things they talked about was the ability for us to build a cart for someone and then send them a link. They put in a credit card. So go ahead and be on the look. Somebody needs to go ahead and mute themselves, please. Thank you. Be on the lookout for more changes coming. It's just going to keep coming down the pike. And then lastly, which was the big event, was that we just received a new compensation plan that is going into effect the first of the year. And it is exciting. And I'm here to tell you, you are in the right place at the right time. And I always love to say change brings momentum, and momentum will really, I can't wait to see what this momentum is going to do for us this coming year. And we want each and every one of you to be in the know, but I'm here to tell you what's about to be rolled out to you. Don't feel like you have to know it. Don't feel frustrated if you miss something. There will be videos, there will be links to information. And I'm here to tell you, I think I worked my way all the way up to QNMD before I even knew the compensation plan back then. So I'm here to tell you, you can go all the way to NMD, and if you don't fully understand it, no big deal. What we want you to walk away tonight is knowing that you are in the right place at the right time, knowing that you have a huge opportunity and a huge gift coming your way with this new compensation plan. And we are so excited to just hit the highlights tonight. So with that being said, I am going to let our two school teachers give us a good lesson on this new compensation plan. So Brenda, take it away.
Brenda, you're muted. Brenda, you're muted.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, the teacher doesn't know what she's doing, does she? I too am so excited about this new compensation plan, and I've been doing it enough today that I'm learning to say that instead of marketing plan. And it begins on January 1st of 2020. And I think we all know that over the last 25 years, the prices of fruits and vegetables have absolutely skyrocketed. And I've always been absolutely amazed that our company over the last 25 years has only had 2 price increases, which is unbelievable. And they're still so dedicated to making sure that keeping our prices low, and that the price changes are really modest that are going into effect. And I think everybody probably on this call knows that the prices are going to be changing, and they've even gone out of their way to make sure that our customers are notifying. And the new pricing, some of the prices have increased a little, some have actually gone down. So it's kind of more of a balanced pricing. And one of the things I love most is that the pricing now will include shipping. So it's going to be one price, just like Amazon Prime. So, but still in 2019, the prices are going to be the same. I'm so appreciative of our company and all the founding members who have spent so much time and effort to create our new compensation plan. And there's a lot of big changes. They have added 5 new titles. So we've gone from 7 titles to 12. And I think for most of us, one of the most exciting changes is the position that they've created between sales coordinator and qualifying national marketing director, because that was always the biggest jump. No, I'm sorry, from sales coordinator to senior sales coordinator. And now we have this new post right here in the middle that's qualifying senior sales coordinator. And we're going to talk about what that means in a minute. Okay, so it's really exciting to have all these different stair steps as we climb our way to the top. So let's start with the titles. And as with any staircase, we're going to start at the bottom and climb up. So one of the changes that we have are the new titles that we have for each one of the levels. So our new team member now is going to be called a partner. It was formerly called a dealer. And the partner, as you see, they earn a sales profit from the beginning, okay? And then the next level is Partner Plus, which is our DD right now. When you achieve Partner Plus, you will earn $50. Now that's a change from our current plan, but one of the great things about it is it's actually a better deal because they're going to be getting a free live conference ticket too, which is a $150 value. So that even brand new team members will be able to come to conference and experience Juice Plus on a way bigger level than ever before. Our next title is Qualifying Sales Coordinator, which used to be VF. And now it's still a $300 bonus for you and for your active sponsor. And you also get the Juice Plus Live ticket. Sales coordinator is the same. The bonus for $600 for you and for your sponsor. You also get a Juice Plus Live ticket. And one of the most greatest benefits, as far as I'm concerned, is having the opportunity to get leads from the company. Whenever anyone orders Juice Plus online, our company is so generous. They never keep those orders themselves. They give them to working partners, working members of our company who are growing their business in their area. And so it's an amazing bonus. So the first 4 levels, from partner through sales coordinator, that's called the fast track. And from the next, from qualifying senior sales coordinator, which is QSSC, that begins the leadership track. Okay, this new level of qualifying senior sales coordinator is a $1,000 bonus. You get enrolled in our Brave Leaders program, which is now called the Leadership Development course. You still get leads. And another thing that you get is called this Business Investment Bonus, which is we call BIB, which is such an amazing thing. And you'll hear more about that tonight, I'm sure. The next level is Senior Sales Coordinator. The bonus there is $2,500 and all of those incentives that are listed under it. Then QNMD, the bonus is $5,000. NMD is $10,000. And then National Marketing Director is $10,000. But look at all the new titles above National Marketing Director, which is really exciting. International Marketing Director is a $15,000 title reward. That's what they're going to be called now. Executive Marketing Director is a $20,000 title reward. Presidential Marketing Director, $25,000 title reward. And Presidential Marketing Director Plus is a $30,000 title reward. There's numbers I can't even wrap my mind around. Each position is called title, and each receives a title reward. Now, there are 5 ways to create income in our new compensation plan. So let's look at the legend here up on the right side. I love that that's either called a legend or a key, and isn't it cool how the colors match exactly what we're talking about? So down at the bottom, we all earn sales profit. Everybody will, okay? Everybody does now. And then when you go up to, there are 3 commission levels, and there's commissions of 5%, 10%, and 15%. And what used to be a bonus is now going to be called the performance bonus, which is 3%. And actually, that's not even something we need to mess with right now. The business incentive bonus starts at QSSC, and that goes all the way up to the top. That business incentive bonus is essentially like an expense account. I love it. It's the first time as a teacher I never got any kind of expense account. It all came out of our own pocket. But the company treats us like we're corporate executives with an immense monthly expense allowance, which is so nice. So with all of those, you get all of these benefits and incentives and title rewards. But here comes the really big, hold on to your hats news. Are you guys ready? For those of you who are new, you can earn alongside your paycheck, if from beginning to all the way up through presidential, a $109,450 just in these title rewards, going all the way up. I can't even say it, so it's such a big deal. I'm sorry, I'm on pain meds. I make my mouth so dry. Can you believe it? $109,450 in addition to your paycheck. So, you know, I've had many people asking, why are they changing all of these things? Well, I love the answer is because we're in 27 countries around the world. And of course, the UK has different prices. Australia have different prices. And what they wanted to do is bring us all together in a simple way. So we have the same common language globally because we're all over. And so the more titles we have, the more title rewards it's just going to get better and better. Okay. So if we could go on to the next slide, we're going to talk about the specifics on getting through each one of these steps. The first one phase is called the fast track, is called partner. This is a brand new person who is at the 0% commission level. They just signed up their application. They've logged into the virtual office, set up their banking, and set up their personal website. They start sharing, and they get sales profit. You get sales profit on your orders and on your customers' orders right away. Okay. Then number 2 is Partner Plus, which is a DD right now, and you're going to generate $1,000 points in promotional product volume in 30 days or less with your first order date. And I think that ship date is really important because that's when your 30-day clock will start. You have to have 2 preferred customers, and Tower Gardens can be included. And at least one of those customers has to be new. So basically for people who are doing a restart, anytime that it ships in their restart, if even their own personal order ships, it counts towards your volume. And that's very new. We haven't had that. Any promotional product that ships in that 30-day window, even from your customers, if you're doing a restarts, counts towards that $1,000 promotional volume requirement. Okay, and then the rewards are a $50 title reward, a free conference ticket, sales profit, and then a 5% commission, and that's always effective the following month. So if you qualified in October, your commission would start in November. Okay.
Lila's too busy.
The next level, number 3, is qualifying sales coordinator, is what a VF is right now. And you've already generated 1,000 points. So you're going to do 3,000 more for a total of 4,000. And you still need 1 new team member to join you. And what they're going to be called now is level 1. We used to say direct to me or frontline to me, but now in 2020, we're going to use the term level 1. And so you and your level 1 teammate that's the sequence of how you're going to sign people up. Together, you will have at least 5 new customer orders. And kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it? That's what we have now. And because we're just doing it with different volume in 2020. So, and remember, there's a video going through all of this. The 4th position is sales coordinator. And now you're going to generate 12,000 in promotional volume credit. And that's actually easier because with what we're doing now, they really should have made it 16,000, but they kept it at 12. So we're going to create the same structure that we've created before. So that's 1 DD and 2 VFs. So now it's 1 Partner Plus and 2 QSCs in any 6-month window. And so, and actually, you're going to get the promotion to sales coordinator, $600 title reward for yourself and for your sponsor, a free conference ticket, leads from the company, sales profit, a 15% commission. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you that. A partner plus is a 5% commission. Qualifying sales coordinator is a 10% commission, and now we're up to 15%. Plus, you can also earn performance bonus and promote out bonus. Okay. One of the things that we're going to talk about a lot, that we'll hear about a lot, is being commission qualified. And basically, that's 3 trio orders to be commission qualified. So after those 3 orders, those 4 levels, that's the fast track. Now we're going to go on to the leadership track. Before each of the leadership promotions, where the requirements are going to be laid out with a definition, so we'll know exactly what they're going to be. And that's great because everything is organized exactly as it's already been. Okay, there's going to be 4 different sections for each part of the requirement page. So if we could click to the next slide, please. Okay. So level 5, or title 5, is qualifying senior sales coordinator. And you see there's your qualifications, your team volume, the team structure, and then the bonus requirement. It's all there laid out in exactly the same way for qualifying sales coordinator, senior sales coordinator, going all the way up through presidential plus. And so it just all matches with what we learned to do. So it's going to make it so much easier for us to not only know what's required of us and have these, really clear illustrations, but it's going to be a lot easier for us to coach our downline. So we have our qualifications, our team structure, our volume, and all the earnings that you're entitled to. And the cool thing is that there is going to be a video. There are many videos already made, and they're on the virtual office under What's New. And there's going to be one for every single one of the leadership levels. So I'm really excited about it. I really appreciate having the opportunity to share that with you.
Letty, you want to jump in for us?
Yeah, I'm going to jump right in. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you so much. So lots of new changes, all really good stuff. And Brenda did such a nice job walking you through what the new titles are. But let me talk a little bit about numbers, because some of the numbers that Brenda brought up seemed very large. Like, do you mean I need 1,000 points? I used to need only 500. What's going on? Well, everything's been inflated, which is nice because all of our points are more. And I'll show you in a second. I don't want to confuse you, but I just want to give you a quick overview of what this looks like. So in the past, or currently I should say, to hit DD, you need 2.9 or 3 trios. Everything I talk about from now till the end is going to be based on trios to keep it consistent, okay? In the new world, you're going to need a little bit more. You're going to need 3.3, so maybe like 3 trios and a shake order. And then to jump to VF, or what now is called Partner Plus, we now need 12, we're gonna need 13. So at the beginning, we need a little bit more, but guess what? That's awesome because it gives us a stronger foundation for our team, more customers to pull from, more customers that we could turn into team members. Watch what happens as we move up to sales coordinator. In this world today, we need 48 trios. In the new coming world, we need 40. So now it's making it a little bit easier because of the conversion of points, and I'm gonna talk to you about that in just a second. So Elaine, why don't you show them the next slide? Look what happens here, you guys. We go in the world right now, we need 188, then 472, and then 788 trios. Now look at what's gonna happen in 2020. It's much more consistent steps. And the beauty is we added a QSSE. So now we're not doing this huge jump from 48 trios to 188. We're literally doubling. We're going from 40 to 80 to 160 to 320 to 640. So it's literally doubling as we move up, which is much more attainable than this huge, huge jump. So I just wanted to show you that so that you visualize and you understand, even though everything's changing, it's all for the better, it's all for good. It's gonna help us hit promotions sooner, a little bit stronger, and it's all about making money, right? And helping people, of course, but we wanna increase our paychecks, and that's what this is gonna do. So let's talk more numbers. This is a great price and earnings guide. You do not need to memorize it. Although it's pretty easy to memorize, you have access to everything we're sharing with you today. Like Brenda said, and I'm going to repeat it again, if you go to the virtual office on the top where it says what's new, everything, all these charts, all these images, all the videos, it's all there. So if you need to go back and watch it again and again, go for it. If you need to learn where you are now and where you're going next, and then 6 months from now, learn the next one, that's great. So just know where they're at. You don't need to learn it all. But I want to talk about, again, we're going to stick to trios. If you look at the very top row in the, where there's like a little orange thing, it says Juice Plus capsules. You see the orange? Look at the volume product. In 2019, it's 169.5 points if we order trios, right? The numbers are kind of off. That's like PVC versus how much it costs. It's kind of a mess. So to simplify it, we're doing the product volume is 300, like it used to be 169.5, and look at the price. It's 300. Oh my gosh, it's kind of easy, right? So all you have to remember is how much things cost. And then the monthly installment is $75 a month. It went up from $71.25 to $75, minimal, really, really minimal. And some things went down, like Brenda said. So let's keep it super simple. And again, you don't need to memorize this. You don't need to learn it. I just want you to be aware of it. Sales profit, like retail sales profit for everything, Juice Plus, not Tower Garden. We're just talking Juice Plus, 10%. Super easy. If it costs $300 and it's 300 product volume, it's $30 retail sales profit because that's 10%. Super, super easy. Then as our commissions go up, we have a 5% commission, a 10% commission, and a 15% commission. And you can see right there in the chart. Elaine, you want to circle where that is? Because I can't control the mouse. You can. So right there, thank you. It shows based on your level what your commission is. Now let me do a little quick timeout because you're probably thinking, wait a minute. Why am I only earning 5% when I was earning 6%? And why am I only earning 10%, whereas VFs normally earn 14%, and so on and so forth? And it's a very valid concern. I had it at first too, but then I realized I'm earning 5% instead of 6%, but on 300 points. I used to earn 6% on 169.5 points. So it's like a smaller piece of a bigger pie, as opposed to a bigger piece of a tiny pie. So think of it that way. In the end, this is going to inflate our paychecks, and that's really what we want. So don't get thrown off by the numbers. Just remember that all the points have been inflated. So we're making a smaller percentage on a bigger number. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay, good. So pretty much, I'm not going through this chart. You can read it. You can see when you want to know how much retail sales profit each item is. It's a chart. You know how to read it. The one thing I do want to bring to your attention is Tower Garden is a little bit different because the point value and the price are so high. So the product volume is 50% of the price. So let's take the Tower Garden Flex, which is the tower that we're all used to seeing. Okay, the new one is the Home. The Flex is called Flex because it's flexible. It could be indoor or outdoor. The Tower Garden Home is really meant for more indoor, in the home. So I know there's some chatter going on in the chat. If somebody wants to answer it, I can't read it and talk, but I'm sure somebody else can jump in. So the price is $620. The volume product is 50% of that. And the retail sales profit in this case is not 10%, but 25%. So that's the only time that it's changing. But of course, our commissions are the same, 5, 10, and 15%. Okay, so hopefully that clarified things and it makes sense. Yeah, so let's move on, Elaine. All right, so similar to what I was saying before, in the current world, we're making 22% on 169 points, which gives us $37. In the new world, it's only, and this is top commission levels, right? So we're talking sales coordinators and up. In the new world, it's only 15%, but on 300 volume, so that brings us to $45. So I want you to think of it that way. And on an installment, so like if they're paying monthly in 4 installments, in the current world, we're making $9.32. In the new world, $11.25. So it's going up a little bit for sure. So keep that in mind as our numbers move. The really important thing, which I think is great, is that it's an all-inclusive price. This $300 for the trio includes the shipping, includes installment fees, it includes everything. The $300 is our point value, it's our price, it's what we get commission on. It just keeps it super simple. And now our customers don't need to see the total price and how much of it was shipping and how much of it is installment fee. Nope, it's $300, period, done. That's it. And then here it shows again the pie. Like, you don't want a small piece. You don't want a big piece of a small pie. You want a big pie. So those numbers just represent that. All right, we can keep moving. So here's one thing that's changed a little bit. If we, and I think that this is good because I think it's going to prevent lots of confusion. In the fast track, and Brenda did a great job going over it, we talk about partner, partner plus, QSC, and sales coordinator, right? They'd like us to do it within 6 months, and that's the fast track program. Well, if you need to restart, remember that for VF, you had a 60-day rolling window. So it was like, well, if your orders fall from like, August 10th, you have till September 10th. And then you were kind of moving forward and backwards, and people were confused and didn't know when to start, when it ended. So now for fast track, it's going to be month to month. So not fast track. Fast track is the way we normally do it for restarts. So if you didn't hit it in the 60 days or you didn't hit it in the 6 months, you get to restart. It's going to go calendar month to calendar month. So if you start October 1st, it's going to go to October 31st. If you start October 10th, it's still going to October 31st. So for restarts, you have 1 or 2 calendar months, depending if you're going for partner or partner plus or SC or whatever it is that you're going for. Hopefully that makes sense. And I want to, yes, so much easier for restarts. I agree, Kim. I also want to point out that a lot of the points that Brenda brought up were inflated. Like, oh my gosh, I need, for qualifying sales coordinator, which is BF, 12,000 points. Like, what is that, right? Well, it's not a real 12,000 points. Here's how you figure it all out. Well, it is a real 12,000 points in the new world, but for us, you want to divide everything by 1.8. That's what our numbers are. So if it says 12,000 and we divide by 1.8, you're going to get about 6,000-ish, a little bit more, right? So keep in mind that when you see all these numbers, it's not as scary as it is. Just divide that big number by 1.8 or multiply the number you have by 1.8, depending on whether you want to go bigger or smaller. Hopefully that makes sense. The one thing I want to bring up as well is, if this is confusing to you in any way, if you want to really sit down and look at you or your team, please reach out to your upline, your NMD upline, or whomever you work with, and sit down and plan something out so that you know what your next steps are. All right, next slide. Do we have more slides, or am I done? Oh, so I guess I'm done. Here we go. Hopefully that made sense to you guys. If you have questions, please reach out to me. I just want to look 10 seconds at my notes, make sure I didn't forget anything. I think we're good. Okay, take it away, Elaine.
Thank you so much, Letty. I was lucky on that. We let the 2 teachers tackle the tough stuff. So thank you both, Brenda and Letty. I get to talk big picture. And here's the bottom line. Most of you guys know my husband works for Chick-fil-A, and they have a saying around there that nothing happens until something is sold. And so that is the case. If you're like, your head spinning and you're new thinking, oh my gosh, what did I hear? I'm never going to be able to capture that and hang on to it. That is okay. Like I said, I almost went to qualifying national marketing director before I decided it was time to stop and learn the compensation plan. So here's what I'm to tell you is, what we want you to do is to take action. If you were at conference, you heard a lot about inspiration on our boat trip when we floated down Lake Austin. We talked about inspiration and activation. And if you went to conference, you were inspired like crazy. And hopefully we're bringing that energy back to those of you who didn't go. But nothing happens until we take action. And so what I want to just really, if you walk away from this call tonight, is you have to take action. And you have to, in order for the action really to take off, we have to make a plan. And so, as my husband always says, systems are a dime a dozen, but if you want to be successful, you better have some type of system or framework so that that activation will kick in. And so here are 4 simple steps. I know if you ask, there are 6 national marketing directors on our team. I guarantee we probably all do our daily method of operation, that activity day in, day out. We probably approach it differently. But I am here to tell you, we all have these 4 components. And so I'm going to quickly hit on them. If you have a system or a framework that you are working your business on a daily basis, and it has all 4 of these components in it, and it is working for you, go for it. But if you don't, here's what I'm here to tell you is we've got plenty to show you, plenty to try to see what fits for you, but make sure you are doing these 4 things. Number 1 is you've got to be developing yourself. If you want to grow into a leader, if you want to go all the way up to that presidential national marketing director plus, pick up that $100,000, $109,000, which is staggering, then I'm here to tell you, you've got to develop yourself and you've got to become a planner. And what I want to challenge you guys is to take some time. Let's say you're on a 10-hour week. If you got 10 hours a week to invest, a half hour a week just to sit down and say, okay, who are the people I'm going to connect with? What kind of videos am I going to share? And take 3 minutes and watch a video and get familiar with the videos, with the tools. Listen to a training and take 10 or 15 minutes on a Sunday night or Monday and plan, because that's how we become better and we grow and develop. Number 2, biggest chunk of our time needs to go to connecting with people. I know when I first started, I had about 2 hours a day to work this business. It was the 2 hours that one of my girls was at preschool and one was sleeping in the bed. So what I did was only function and work in box 2. I didn't allow myself to do anything but connect with people, connect with prospects, connect with and follow up with people I'd already talked to, connect with my customers, and connect with my distributors. And that's where the bulk of our time is going to be. So if you have 10 hours a week to invest, 5 of them need to be talking to people, and hold yourself accountable and literally plan out, who am I going to talk to? And check them off when you connect with them. If the box 3 events, you guys, events are a great way to connect with a lot of people all at once. So whether it be you do a Zoom launch with a brand new distributor, do a live event at your house or take someone to a live event, do a virtual call, a 3-way call with your upline, sideline, getting that third-party validation, go to conference, take people to summits. Those events will drive your business quickly. You will move forward quickly. 10-hour week, that's 4 hours. Or maybe you say, I've only got 5 hours. Well, at least 2 of them utilize that week. Get on your team Facebook page and find out what virtual events are going on, and really utilize the events that are out there, as well as have some of your own. And then lastly, another 5%, whether it's a half hour a week or maybe only 15 minutes a week, get coached. Check in with that person who's guiding you along. And this percentage may increase as you bring on new people, be the coach. Help them know, what's my next steps? What's my next steps? Be there giving them next step, so they don't have to waste any time thinking about what they need to do. And the better we get at honing our planning skills, connecting skills, promoting events, and coaching and being coached, the quicker we are going to move up that compensation ladder. And you guys, I want to start a saying for the next 6 months, and that is no one left behind. I mean, I don't want to see anyone sitting at the same position you're currently in today. There is no reason. That biggest jump from sales coordinator to senior sales coordinator, we just got a lucky break in the middle there with a qualifying senior sales coordinator. That was the hardest jump, and one that really was difficult to go in a 6-month time frame. I'm here to tell you, if we are doing this DMO every single week, we sit down and we are planning out. You know, I love the feedback wheel. Plan, execute, track, review, revise, and start that process again. That's what we need to be doing every single week. And that will position us in a way that we truly can move every 6 months to a new position. And I can't wait to see a slew of people on stage next conference celebrating their new position. Now, part of being successful, if I go back to that feedback wheel, we were just planning, then we have to execute. And then this next point that is huge that many of us don't do, and we have to get into the habit, and that is tracking our activity. We've got a huge promotion now from sales coordinators all the way up that it's called the 5-1. Every month it's getting 5 new customers, 1 new distributor, and bringing the prior distributor up to the next level. In this form, it's a simple form. I used to always laugh at Linda Gardner saying, "Oh gosh, Elaine, you're creating something with a bunch of lines." But here's what I'm about to say is we don't want to see a bunch of lines. We want to see a bunch of names on those lines. And so I'm going to challenge and encourage each one of you guys to print this out. Starting November 1st, I want to see you guys track your activity, because if you filled out 4 of these forms, 1 every 6 months, you would be at National Marketing Director within 2 years. And so this is the way to track your activity. I personally have done it now for 2 years. I will not stop using this form because it holds me accountable and it helps me to see, am I moving forward? And it's a big 6-month picture of success. And so plan your online events, plan your in-home events. Make sure you know the shred dates so you can invite people to that. Get your 5 customers, plan who you're going to talk to, track if you talk to them, track when they come on board as a customer, and then start filling in those lines with brand new distributors. And then if it kills you and you have to die by the side of the road, hold on to that distributor's hand and walk them all the way up to sales coordinator. Once you get to sales coordinator, it is wash, rinse, repeat, and you just begin to teach people what you just personally have done. And so that is your call to action, folks. We've been inspired by conference. We have an action plan and a way to track it. And right now, I am going to now turn it over to the queen of inspiration and motivation, our very own Kim McCall. Why don't you wrap it up with a big bow for us?
I know. Elaine kept saying, we're going to wrap it up with a bow. I didn't realize she was going to actually put a bow on the slide. This is like hardcore. Okay. I am going to wrap it up with a bow because we've covered a lot of awesome things tonight. First and foremost, as far as comp goes, I think the best thing to keep in mind, I love that Elaine says she barely looked at the comp plan until she was a QNMD. When I was backstage getting ready to give my national marketing director speech, the 2 people that were standing there with me getting ready to give theirs said, "Do you think we need to learn the compensation plan now?" So I do think sometimes when we look at numbers and it can seem like a lot or overwhelming, remember that. There are plenty of people who just put in the time connecting with people and serving people and helping people get healthy and helping people grow their businesses. And then they walk the stage as an NMD. So the details don't matter sometimes quite as much as the overall activity. But what I want to just kind of put a bow on what we talked about as far as the changes for the compensation. One of the biggest things to remember is that every single change for us in the field equals a raise in every bucket, okay? So the math looks different because they're basing our percentages on a much bigger number. And you guys have probably heard before that question, would you rather be given a penny and have it double every day for 30 days? Or would you rather be handed $1 million right now? And it's so easy to think like, oh, $1 million. If you do the math on doubling a penny every day for 30 days, it's 5.3 something million dollars. Okay. So this is that same kind of thing. Those of us who know the marketing inside and out, we have crunched the numbers every which way, everything goes up. So I think that's the good message to know. We're getting a raise in every department. In some situations, it's slightly smaller, and in some it's huge, like with the title rewards. They are simplifying everything exponentially by globalizing it, by using round numbers that's all-inclusive pricing, and by basing all of our calculations on dollars instead of PVC. So we get raises, all the things are simplified, everything is globalized. So all of that is good, and all of that's good news. So those are what we really need to keep in line. And then last but certainly not least, actually moving through the compensation plan is easier from step to step. As we saw, remember the bar charts that Letty shared? That's really telling, okay? So it's easier than ever to get from start to finish. And I think when I went from start to NMD, the title rewards totaled maybe $2,000 or so, $2,500 maybe, something like that in total. And they're over $100,000 now, almost $110,000. So all good news is the moral of the story as far as compensation goes. And I think you'll see as the short snippet videos come out, like we sometimes say, one of my reps just texted me earlier, take a step, share a step. It's very easy because each one of these steps in the marketing plan that we're discussing has a short video to go with it. So you're bringing someone new on, they just need to watch the Partner Plus video first. Then they can watch the next one and the next one. So everything's going to be super easy and laid out. I want to talk a little bit before we wrap it up on inspiration versus activation. So when I talk about our products to people, I almost always open my conversations, or at some point in the conversation, share the fact that I used to think that knowledge was power, especially when I went into health coaching. But that I realized as a consumer of health and wellness information, I realized that as a mom, as a human, that's not true. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. Okay. So that's very relevant to our product conversations. This is almost that same version, applying it to our businesses, right? Inspiration is awesome. And we need inspiration to have any desire to do anything. Inspiration alone will not grow our business. Just like knowledge, having the knowledge of what it takes to be healthy isn't going to make you healthy. You have to do the things. Okay. So being inspired to want to help people get healthy and want to help people join our community from a business perspective, having that inspiration alone isn't going to grow our businesses. We have to do something about it. We have to activate. And one of the things that we've said over and over again, and it's one of the things I love about this business, is activation is going to look a little bit different for each person because we all have different personality types and we all connect with people in different ways. Some of us prefer the phone, some of us prefer face-to-face, some like big events, some like small, and that's fine. We just have to figure out how we want to activate and do that, okay? And Elaine showed earlier a tracking sheet that really kind of backs us into activation. So if our end goal is to hold a pace of a 5-1 every month, then we can say, what do I need to spend my time on? What is my activation to accomplish that goal? And I want to remind everyone of a short video you can look up or on our Facebook page. It was in there about a year ago that Catherine Lee shared, the difference between goals and intentions. Intentions are big and they require other people to say or do things in order for us to hit a goal. So I might have somebody on my team that says, I want to hit national marketing director within a year. That's great, but that's not totally in their control, right? Because different people have to do different things in order for that to happen. So that is an intention. A goal is a 5-1. And Elaine already shared the statistics. If you commit to doing a 5-1 as your goal and you activate in a way that makes that possible, then you're going to hit national marketing director inside of 2 years. You know, and plenty of people have done it. Plenty of people have done it on our team. I'm looking at Letty right now. You know, she did that. So when we think about that, a 5-1, one of the reasons it's so powerful is because it's in our control and it can be considered a goal. So whatever your long-range intention is, your goals will help you get there, right? And I read something, gosh, I think it was just today actually, about how being busy, you guys, has been revered in our culture lately as being awesome. Like, you're so busy, you're spread so thin, people wear it like a badge of honor. It's not. You know, like, we busy ourselves so much with things inside and outside of our business that don't matter, you know? So one of the things we want to do as leaders, as we encourage you to activate, is give yourself permission to do the things that matter and to not spin your wheels, to not spend a lot of the time on the things that aren't. So instead of being busy, be intentional. And then you apply that to our business. What does being intentional look like in our business? For me, it looks like that quadrant that Elaine showed earlier. And I wrote down those numbers because I want to pin them on my wall and I want to start tracking closer to that. I would almost bet that if all of us on this phone tracked how much time we're spending on development, connection, events, and coaching, because most of us have elements of that in our current daily method of operation, I would bet we're spending significantly more than 10% of our time on development and coaching, and significantly less than 90% of our time on those income generating activities that really, really are the activation piece, right? Because for me, inspiration comes from that development. Inspiration comes from coaching and being coached. But that connection and event piece, that's your activation. That's your activation. And if we really were spending 90% of the time that we're investing in our business on activation, on connection, and on events, you can't not grow. You can't not grow if that's what you're doing. So I just want all of us to give ourselves permission to do that. I think it's going to feel pretty liberating, because I think a lot of us think we need more, more training, more coaching, more this. If we're looking at these numbers, and I know they're right because they can't come from such a magical source, you guys, we need to be spending so much more time on the really fun piece, which is the connection and in the events. So that's how I'm going to wrap it up in a bow. Is I think we've seen here like that we have stellar enhancements to the marketing plan, the compensation plan. I'm super, super, super excited about those. I love that piece that Elaine shared on those statistics, and then how she's been doing her tracking. And again, one of the reasons I like the tracking is because it's a goal that can set you up for any intention, big, medium, or small, right? And then when we look to those numbers again, and we walk away from being busy and walk into being intentional in our business means spending our time on the right things. And she already laid us out for those. So I love it. And I think it's a solid plan. And I think it's a fun plan. And I think that we have awesome things ahead. Joining us, Mr. Sean McCall. So that's all I have. Thank you guys for jumping on. I think Elaine said it better than any of us could when she says, like, we're at the right place at the right time. For sure. I think this is a tremendous time to be stepping into our community and our team and our company in whole.
Thank you so much, Kim, and for everyone for being on this call. I'm going to stop the recording.